So, Stephen, I want to get your take on this piece. To kind of button up the hypothesis, there's a fear oftentimes from a rep that, well, if I'm trying to guess, essentially, make a really educated guess on what the problem might be, I could get it wrong. Isn't that going to make me look like an idiot? And I'm curious from your perspective before I give my thoughts on that. Like, if a rep really took the time to research and came in with a hypothesis of a challenge they think that you might be having, and they invited you to correct them, if they got it wrong, what would happen with you?
Yeah, for me, that's okay. You did a bunch of work, you brought some insight, and then it's just a simple like, oh, that's interesting, Jason. That's all the last three conversations I've had have been centered around that point. I'm curious then, what's number one or number two for you?
Yep.
And you just be quiet there, and then, 9 times out of 10, they're going to give you something. Might not necessarily be what you want to hear, but it at least allow you to know. And in sales, a quick no is just as good as a yes.
Yep.
Around like, should I keep hounding Steven on this thing, or should maybe I let him bake for 3 months or 6 months or whatever that timeline might be? But that is where, like, again, I think the natural reaction is like, oh, okay, well, thanks. We'll try back later. No, that's the next question, which is, and you sort of like, it's not putting that individual on the spot. It is sort of in some ways trying to make them feel like, oh man, Jason, you might be the outlier here. Like, that's
Yeah.
interesting because all week, all month, all quarter, as the trends change, it seems like every conversation I've had with your peer set is centered around that. I'm curious then if that's not top of mind for you, what's your number one focus? Again, might be something you can help with, might not be, but it's just a way better
Yeah.
conversation.